Hello and welcome to the penultimate episode of Dylan Knows to 600, episode 599. 599 Eve, I should probably say. Next week is my 600th episode of my show. Can't believe I've been doing this for 600 episodes, but here we are. It is March 22nd, 2025. A very happy birthday to my father-in-law, who just got back from a massive 3-week vacation with my mother-in-law to the Amazon rainforest. So they just got back yesterday, or late this morning or late last night, and just got back home to their house and only today, literally about an hour or so ago. So, long old day. Should I fix you, Dimitri? Now you're good, Dimitri. You're all right. That should be pretty cool looking for now. I'll fix you for next week. It is spring of 2025. The longest winter ever has ended. We will not have to deal with winter again until December. So that's good. But now we look forward to, for now, this is probably a pretty decent time of the year. Not as great as fall is for me, but temperatures will be getting warmer. Things are going to start getting busier. Easter is rolling through here literally in less than a month now. I've been starting thinking about that too. Stuff to get my kids and so on and so forth. Like that. Next week is going to be a busy one. Not only is it my 600th episode, but it's also opening day for the Baltimore Orioles baseball team and all baseball teams. My sister's birthday is also next weekend, and my daughter's high school theatrical experience, the last one she will have for high school. She's the stage manager for the Franklin High School's version of Chicago, and that debuts next Friday, Saturday, Sunday of next week. We'll be going Saturday and Sunday. It will be her last high school production, so that's kind of bittersweet. She is the stage manager. So Tech Week hell is set for her now. She will be working all day, literally, at school Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. So she has off Wednesday, and then they start the show on Friday. So crazy stuff going on this week. It's supposed to be we have Indian summer in September. This is Indian winter, I guess, if you want to call it. We've got a clipper going through next week. We're looking at temperatures in the fucking 40s again after a pretty nice week. 52 tomorrow, 61 Monday, 55 Tuesday. It's not too bad now. 48 Wednesday, 54 Thursday, 62 Friday, 71 Saturday, 68 Sunday, 64 Monday. All right, it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but still 38, 30, 42, 39, 33, 30, 40, 47, 47. So Thursday, Wednesday and the Thursday is going to be the coldest day of the week. So, that's what we got going on here. So, nothing really major happening there. So I thought it was going to be a little bit worse than that. So actually, it's not too bad. That's pretty cool. Let's see anything else up here. No, nothing left here. All right, just did one last check, see if there's any other notes I need to add to it, but I don't. So this week's episode is just it's jam-packed with stuff. But there's really nothing that huge about it. The episode 599 is called Driving in Cars with Kate Beckinsale. That refers to the return of In Dreams for those who haven't been watching the previous 598 episodes of my show. In Dreams is something I do periodically when I have a bizarre dream and I seem to remember it. Hi, kitten. And if it's extraordinarily bizarre, really weird, I like to mention it on my show. This one isn't as weird as much as it's kind of interesting and one I remember vividly for obvious reasons you'll find out, and does involve the luscious Kate Beckinsale, so who just so happens to be the same age as I am. Actually, I think I might be a little bit older than her by a few days. I think her birthday's in June also. Let's see. Kate Beckinsale. Way older than her. She was born July 26, 1973. So I was born June 20th, 1973. So I am a full month and 6 days older than her. So that's good. But yes, very, very, very good. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. Not right now, though. Talk about some of the stupid stuff that our incompetent dictatorship government is working on and doing. Going to talk about a lot of new food stuff going on. Some new drink stuff as well. And some production starts and finishes. Some trailers. And just a whole bunch of upcoming stuff like that. So let's just get started right here. So this is episode 599. Next week will be 600. I was planning on trying to do something special for 600th episode, but didn't quite work out that way. So I got really busy at work. And I really got tired here at work at home, and my mom's dealing with some stuff, so I did help with a bunch of stuff like that. But I haven't really had a chance to settle down and think of anything to do. There's stuff I want to do. I just a matter of just get myself doing it. It's really hard to get motivated to do stuff now. So let me just continue now. Real quick, this is the only death I have on this page right now. But George Foreman passed away this week at age 76. He was a world heavyweight champion, one of the greatest boxers of our era. Was also a hell of a pitchman for the George Foreman grill, which we actually had one, which is supposed to make healthier burgers. You put it on, it was an indoor grill thing. You put in there and the grease trailed off of it and collected in the grease bin. So there was not as much grease in your burgers, but made him an even bigger star than his boxing career, probably, though he is still considered to be one of the greatest up there. With Joe Louis and Muhammad Ali, so on and so forth. So he passed away this week. He's the big death this week here. Lay's this year again is doing their competition for a new flavor. They had people come up with a new flavor, and Lay's tried to replicate it, and then they picked the 3 best ones, and they're going to put them out in stores. People are going to vote for them, and then they'll release them. I think the cheesy garlic bread was the winner of the one the last time. I remember they did this a couple years ago. So here are the 3 competitions for the Lay's competition. We've got Valentina and lime. Valentina is a foreign hot sauce, so it's going to be like a hot sauce and lime flavored chip. The ruffled version of the Korean style fried chicken. Their chicken ones are pretty good, and Korean style is the newest big thing right now. So they have that one also. And then the one that I'm interested to try out is the bacon grilled cheese one, which always sounds good to me. It's up there with the grilled cheese and tomato soup that is coming out here soon from Campbell's. So those are your 3 choices. They should be appearing in stores very shortly. Try all of them and then pick which one you want to win. I'm not going to try the Valentina and lime because I'm not a hot sauce person. Maybe I'll try it. I don't know, but I'll try the other ones though. And Lay's is also, this isn't in the competition, but they also have another one called up the Thai style red curry, which is another one that's sort of like, not that it should end. It's going to be coming out here soon. Also, Breyer's ice cream is bringing s'mores ice cream and Good Humor strawberry shortcake ice cream to your stores this summer. The strawberry shortcake is like if you go to the Good Humor truck and they have like that strawberry shortcake popsicle that has like something on it, like breading or something like that. That's what they're going to be making the ice cream about. White Castle Ranch chicken rings, which actually sound pretty good, are now going to be available in stores. I guess it's something that you can get at White Castle, but no, they do have something where they release their stuff at the grocery stores, and you can make them at home. I mean, not Ruby Tuesday, Red Robin and Checkers, stuff like that. They have those fries also, and a bunch of other ones you can get at the grocery store. Their style fries you can cook at home if you want to. Obviously, not going to be the same, but the flavors are pretty much the same. The Arby's curly fries are really good. You can get from the grocery store, as are the Red Robin steak fries. Those are pretty good too. The Baltimore Orioles, as I said, they start opening day on the 27th, which is my sister's birthday. That's Thursday. Thursday. It's Thursday. Because today's 22nd, so 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. Yeah, it's Thursday. They pitched a no-hitter in spring training against the Pittsburgh Pirates today. Doesn't count those as spring training, but still is pretty good. They signed Kyle Gibson, who was a former pitcher with us, to a one-year deal to bulk up our rotation. He's a innings eater. Will go 6-7 innings. Will keep you in games, but is not an ace. But it's a good pickup, I think, and run stuff down there. But their Double A affiliate, the Chesapeake Bay Sox. That's not right, is it? Yeah, it's not the Bowie Bay Sox anymore. The Chesapeake Bay Sox will sometimes be known as the Oyster Catchers. I don't know. They're just going to pick and choose when they're going to be the Oyster Catchers. But they released a new logo. It's a weird one. It's got like a bird doing something with weights, and there's a glove with a pearl in it, but it looks like a vagina, to be honest. So that's what everybody's talking about right now. It's at the Orioles' new logo for their Oyster Catchers. Looks like a vagina. So we'll see what happens with that. The JWST space telescope discovered carbon dioxide on an exoplanet, and they also photographed 4 exoplanets surrounding a star. Released that this week. Fire shuts down Heathrow Airport all day on Friday, I believe. So all planes trying to come into Heathrow, which were a lot, had to be changed to other airports in the UK. So that was crazy that sort of happened. So now we're going to get into the first part of the MAGA Moron Brigade this week. First up, due to the NOAA cuts that the moron in charge, the felon in charge, and his illegal immigrant, who's actually running the presidency illegally, by the way, are cutting the NOAA budget, which is the people that keep track of weather. And because of their cutting of the NOAA, a dangerous tornado came up upon the Cincinnati airport. And no warnings came. It just came out of nowhere. No sirens blew because there were no warnings because the NOAA was not working because they were shut down. And it's surprising that no one got hurt, but this is just a sign of stuff that's going to be coming. It just came out of nowhere and could have been very destructive if it was a more powerful hurricane or a tornado. But even then, a tornado just pops up out of nowhere that you have no warning about because they made cuts they don't need to make for no dumb reason other than to stick it to the liberals is monstrous. And I wish someone would just end this real quick, very easily end it, but I digress. Speaking of the illegal immigrant, his Cybertrucks are being recalled. Most of them were recalled after it was discovered that certain parts on the front of the car are flying off while driving because they were not glued on there properly. So that's another one. Meanwhile, Tesla shops all across the country and into Canada, stuff like that, are being destroyed and vandalized. And I say, good for you. Keep it going. This is probably the worst MAGA story of the week. The father of the daughter who died of measles, who did not get her vaccinated, still will not tell people to vaccinate their children against measles. He said measles are good for the body and that his daughter's in a better place. It boggles my mind that this guy does not even seem to be bothered that his daughter is dead. And it's not like it's an older daughter, it's a young daughter, 3, 4, 5-year-old daughter. Maybe he didn't want her. Maybe that's why he's doing all this bullshit. Maybe he was forced to have his wife carry it to term because they don't believe in abortion. or they didn't take precautions because they don't believe in birth control. But regardless, their daughter is fucking dead from the measles, which could have easily been helped if you would have given them the fucking vaccine. But because you're so stupid and uninformed about vaccinations, and you believe it's a good thing that your daughter died, are you fucking insane, you stupid fucking moron? You don't even deserve to be a father. You don't even deserve to be fucking alive, you piece of shit. Your daughter is dead from an easily treatable disease, and you say that measles are good for the body? They killed your fucking daughter, you dumb shit. Don't you even care? The answer, of course, is no, you don't, because the only thing you care about is your Lord and Savior, the felon in charge, and his illegal immigrant toady. And, sticking it to the libs because of some brainwashing cult activity, you piece of shit. You don't deserve to be alive. Your daughter does. Next up, let's get off of this bullshit. Yeah, let's go to something a little bit more interesting. Lamar Jackson, quarterback of the Baltimore Ravens, my Baltimore Ravens team, can now add actor to his resume. He has been cast as a guest star on the Stars Channel TV show Power Book 3, Raising Canaan. It's a crime thriller sort of thing, and he has been cast in a one-shot role as some sort of gang leader that nobody wants to fucking mess with. They showed a clip of it. He looks pretty decent job, but he is going to be on that show, so that's kind of interesting to see that. Not Just a Goof, a documentary on the making of a Goofy movie is set to debut on Disney Plus on April 7th. That's kind of interesting. Okay. Hush 2 is out this week for the comic books. For those who don't remember, Hush was the 12-part Batman story that Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee told, and it broke all kinds of records and was a huge storyline and so on and so forth. Well, they're finally making a sequel, which will be in the Batman comic proper starting this week. So go to your comic shop this week, check it out. I haven't been to the comic shop in a couple months. I think I'm going to go in there, get that, and get the new Zatanna comics. There's some good stuff coming up here in a little bit, so I might start getting back into it a little bit. But Hush 2 definitely debuts with Jeff Loeb and Jim Lee again doing the honors, so we'll see how that is going there. Surreal Estate is coming back April 3rd on Sci-Fi Channel, so fans of that show can watch its third season there. We get our first teaser trailer for The Toxic Avenger with Peter Dinklage. It's a little weird. Doesn't really show much of the movie, but okay. Daredevil. DoorDash and Clarin now have a program where you can pay for your food that you ordered through installments. What? So basically what they're saying is if you want to order food, I guess it is kind of a good thing, but it's still kind of weird. If you want to order food, but it's not payday and you don't have enough money to pay for it at that instant, the whole thing, you can pay for it in installments. They're not going to charge you any, interest on it. You just pay it when it fits your paycheck period. So I guess that's okay, but at the same time, it's sort of like that sounds kind of weird. The rights to Jason Bourne are now up for sale. For the film rights to Jason Bourne, the franchise, I should say, are now for sale. Sky Chance, Netflix, and Apple TV Plus are all in trying to buy the rights to the Bourne series. I guess they're trying to be able to go up to compete against James Bond for Amazon. Speaking of that, Amy Pascal, who's been known to produce the Spider-Man movies for Sony, and David Heyman, who directed the Harry Potter movies 5 6, 7, and 8 are now set to take over the James Bond franchise for Amazon. So they'll be the producers of the James Bond franchise and in charge of it to try to figure it out. So the Jason Bourne stuff, I'm assuming that's why Amazon's not in the running for it, is because Amazon, that Netflix and Apple TV Plus and Skydance are all trying to get their own thing to go up against James Bond. So we'll see how that goes. Solo Leveling, a fairly popular anime manga out there now, is set to maybe be coming to Fortnite in the near future as the next manga crossover, anime crossover. And also rumors are abounding that the next Fortnite season, which is until May, will be a Star Wars related one due to its proximity to starting on May 2nd to the May the 4th nonsense that's going on there. But it's something that Fortnite does, a Star Wars collab around May the 4th, but to make it a whole season, which goes 3 months of all Star Wars stuff, I don't know if I could handle that. We'll see. Tombstone is coming to 4K TV. It has a beautiful new cover for it, or 4K disc, so it has a beautiful cover to it, so we'll see how that goes. Another interesting comic book is Spirit. The Native American member of G.I. Joe is going to be getting his own one-shot. It looks absolutely gorgeous when I've seen it so far, and I may have to pick it up. So that's due out to come out here soon. The Oscar-winning Flow, the great animated movie about the black cat and his tribe of fellow animals as they try to traverse a post-apocalyptic world after a flood, has helped increase the adoption rate for black cats. I had my black cat that I adopted almost a year ago around here somewhere. I think he went back upstairs. Nothing to do with Flo. I did see Flo, love Flo, but I think it's a good idea. If you're going to adopt the black cat, is adopt the black cat, love it, take care of it, and don't just do it because of Flo and Halloween and stuff like that. It's a member of your family. Treat it as such and take care of it and make it have a long life and protect it from the evil people out there who treat them as evil. Glenn Powell is set to or in talks to produce and star in a new Texas Chainsaw Massacre film. I guess that's okay. Not a big fan of that, but that's all right. His co-star Sydney Sweeney is set to produce a new movie and maybe star in it called I Pretended to Be a Missing Girl, based on a Reddit post. It's going to be written by Eric Roth, who is Forrest Gump and Dune writer, and is Oscar-winning writer. And Sweeney is set to produce and star in it. It's about a drifter who pretends to be a missing girl to get back into the lives of the family that has been missing their daughter for years, and tried to get a family back, but then realizes that it's not as glorious as it seems. So it sounds like an interesting thing. So Sydney Sweeney is absolutely mind-boggling busy, but having Eric Roth write it is insane. And her last production was Anyone But You, which did phenomenal for her. So we'll see how that goes. Robbie Amell and Victoria Justice set to star in Josh Trank's new film, Send a Scare, a horror thriller. Don't know much more about that. Austin Abrams is set to join the Resident Evil reboot as well. It's a pretty interesting choice. Robert Patrick and Bo Knapp are set to join Tulsa King Season 3. Yippee. Zach Braff and Esther McGregor to star in Clean Hands. Matt Owens, the showrunner of the One Piece live action series, is leaving after the second season due to mental issues. He's having a burnout or he's having mental issues and wants to get away from there now after the second season. Clayton Cardera, Junior Bourne are set to join the Prison Break remake, which I'm still not a big fan of. Christoph Waltz will be joining the cast of Only Murders in the Buildings, their new season. Little House on the Prairie is getting a reboot on Netflix. Saturn's Rings will vanish for the weekend due to where it's rotating in the edge that Earth is looking at at the Saturn, and it's on its edge, so you really can't see the rings now. That'll be over in a few days. Fritos is set to release. I think it's a dollar store only flavor. Fritos flavor twists are really, really good. They have a cheddar buffalo, which sounds really, really good. So I have to go to dollar store, check that out. Walmart has a Doritos Flaming Hot Korean style barbecue chip. And then everyone should be getting the Minecraft Frosted Flakes cereal. Tying into the Minecraft movie that's coming out in a couple weeks here. Teen version of Hadestown is now available for high schools who want to do Hadestown for their school musical. They do, a lot of people want to do, musicals that are popular now for their high schools, but a lot of them are not allowed, should not be because of the situations and the content of it. But they have teen versions of it. They can do that. That's what the Chicago is that my daughter's school is doing, is the teen version of Chicago. So there's going to be a little bit of a different flavor to what's going on there. So we'll see how that goes. Delete my second week of drinking orange stuff. Interesting. Scientists stuck in Antarctica for 10 months are pleading that someone sends a plane for help after one of their colleagues is threatening to kill them. Not really where they should go. They're starting to enter their winter, so hopefully this will be getting taken care of soon, because remember, the seasons are flip-flopped and fall is started in Antarctica, which means it's going to start getting really, really cold very, very quickly. And I don't know what's going to be happening with that. So that's a whole other scenario coming on down the line. The next MAGA bullshit going on is the felon's press secretary was schooled in history twice this week because she's a complete and useless piece of garbage DEI hire who just should not be doing anything because she's so fucking stupid. So that's good anyway. Anniversaries. Blade 2 debuted 23 years ago this week, and Liar Liar debuted 28 years ago this week. I'm always going to remember that. The Oscars debuted. That debuted, Liar Liar debuted on a Friday. That Sunday was the Oscars, and Jim Carrey came out dressed as his character from Liar Liar after it had a huge opening weekend. And he was like, "How was your weekend?" with a big grin on his face. That was kind of interesting. So, like the character does in Liar Liar. Deaths this week. Emily DeQuain, a Dutch actress who won at Cannes Best Actress, died at the age of 43. Andreas Lazaru, a footballer, died saving people from a fire. John Schweitenrin, Good Burger actor, died at the age of 52. Kenneth Sims, Hall of Famer, 1982 NFL first overall pick, died at the age of 65 today. Jack Lilly, Little House on the Prairie actor, died at the age of 91 this week. A lot more to go. Melancholy and I forget the name of it. It's Smashing Pumpkins album Melancholy and the something or other is set to be turned into an opera. Conan O'Brien is set to host the Academy Awards again next year. That's good on that. The Day of Reckoning trailer set debut 3/28. Didn't really give a rat's ass about that, but that did come out. Severance, at which season finale happened this week, gets a third season. Vision Quest has started filming, so we'll be seeing that sooner than later. OG Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 3 is set to debut on the 25th of March. Annie Parise has joined the cast of Daredevil Season 2. Parise, I should say. The complete history of the DC Universe is coming to comics this summer. They did one back in '86 after Crisis, when they redid the whole history of the DC universe. Well, they're doing it again with a new version with all the updated stuff that's been happening since '86 in the DC universe. So that should be interesting to see how they are able to connect all this bullshit that's been going on, which is one of the reasons why I'm not really reading comics that much. But there are some good stuff. Looks like we're going through here in a little bit. Maka Monroe is set to join The Remains of Her, an adaptation of a novel. One Battle Afterward, I guess. Leo DiCaprio and Paul Thomas Anderson's new film got a teaser trailer. The full trailer will be out next week. Colin Farrell is set to join DC Sergeant Rock after Daniel Craig left. The Cat in the Hat animated movie is now set to debut February 27th, 2026. Stuart Fails to Save the Universe is now the name of the spinoff from The Big Bang Theory. Kevin Smith is set to write a Spider-Man Fantastic Four team-up in this summer's giant-sized Amazing Spider-Man #1. Lesser-known Ghibli studio film Ocean Waves is set to hit theaters for the first time ever this summer in Japan. No word if it's going to hit Maryland. Hit the United States, I should say. But it will be hitting Japan this summer around the July 4th holiday, even though they don't have July 4th in Japan. Obviously, I know that. It is a lesser known one. It doesn't focus on like the spiritual and supernatural and magic and stuff like that. It focuses on your typical love triangle. So it's really pretty much a normal movie, but it is Studio Ghibli. So, and people love that stuff. And it was released as a video or something like that in Japan in '93, but was never actually physically released in movie theaters. Now will be. Ice Age 6 is set to debut December 18th, 2026. Meet the Parents 4 gets a director in John Hamburg. Do we really need a Meet the Parents 4? The new Saw movie has been canceled. It was in production, but they stopped production of it, and that could mean the end of the series. So we will not be seeing a new Saw movie this fall like we thought we would. Easter Sunday M&Ms are back. Didn't have them last year. I don't remember them, and I don't even know what Easter Sunday tastes like. It's Sunday Sundae, so it's a play on Easter Sunday, but I might have to find them for that. J. Alphonse Nicholson is set to play Jon Stewart's dad on Lanterns. Lena Waithe, Taika Waititi, Ellen Burstyn, and Pamela Anderson have all set to join the drama Places to Be. David Magidal from the Dexter New Blood prequel series is set to reprise his role in Dexter Resurrection. Coyote vs. Acme, the live-action animation hybrid that Warner Brothers shelved after they finished it, much like they did with the Batgirl movie because they didn't think it was going to sell much, might actually now see the light of day. Young upstart distribution company Ketchup is saying to negotiate to try to release it and distribute the movie to everybody. Coco 2 from Pixar is set to debut in 2029. Is being worked on now. The Kilauea volcano in Hawaii erupts. So that's the beginning of our with lots of earthquakes and like that. That's the first sign of stuff coming. There's another one coming down the line in a few minutes. Where was I? Oh yeah, ESPN buys the NFL Network and NFL Red Zone. So we'll see how that changes everything up next year. The Boston Celtics basketball team was sold for $6.1 billion. I guess it's okay. Netflix confirms a reality competition called The Golden Ticket based on Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I have no idea what they're going to do, but okay. The Four Seasons trailer from Netflix. It's a TV show with a stellar cast that includes Steve Carell, Tina Fey, Coleman Domingo, and more. looks really good, actually. And it's about friends that go on trips during all 4 seasons and the stuff that they get involved with. It looks very interesting. It's a TV show. It's set to debut on Netflix on May 1st. So we got our first look at that from the trailer. A tropical storm may be brewing 3 months before hurricane season. Gee, I wonder why that is. Climate change. Don't know what we're talking about here. Now, for what you've all been waiting for. It's not quite midnight, but I may as well talk about it here too. The long last, the return of In Dreams. I can't remember the last time I did In Dreams. It's been a while. This is a good one, and so it's good and bad because consequences of what it is, but not really. So, and I think I know where it came from. So I'll talk about that after I tell you what it was. So my dream I had to be Thursday to Friday. It's either Wednesday to Thursday or Thursday to Friday, one of those two. And basically it consisted of myself and Kate Beckinsale, hence the name of the episode, driving in cars with Kate Beckinsale. I was cheating on my wife, and she was cheating on her husband, and we were trying to find a place to hook up in the car we were in. So we wanted to jump each other's bones and fuck each other's brains out. But the problem was we were in this car, and everywhere we wanted to go, there were either cameras, people in the area, we could be seen. There was no like secret place we could go because there was just people or things or stuff going on all around it, lights on, more heavy lights. And it was in sort of the general, this area in Baltimore City, sort of a little bit of everything, just these, again, one of these weird sort of dreamlike areas that it has areas that look like just regular places in the United States that you've seen a million times or you've even seen in your neighborhood. And that was really kind of about it. We were trying to find a place to fuck in the car, and we couldn't really go back to our place because we were cheating on our spouses. So that was it, really. So kind of interesting with that. I think where it came from was we've been watching Ted Lasso. And there was an episode, which was fantastic, by the way, from the second season, where Ted's talking about rom-communism, where he's talking about how he has a belief in rom-coms. And he was trying to get, rom-coms from his team. And I think Jamie was the one, don't forget the 3 Kates. I think you say Kate Winslet, Kate Hudson, and Kate Beckinsale. As being members of these romantic comedies. And so he said that, and I remembered that, and just the fact that Kate Beckinsale is the same age as I am. She's a stunningly gorgeous woman. It's one of my top 10 hottest actresses list that I have that someday may do a show about. But it feels kind of icky, But in this case, some of the actresses that I have crushes on or whatever are younger than I am. In this case, Kate Beckinsale is actually the same age as I am. I'm slightly older by about a month and 6 days, I pointed out earlier in the show. And she's still stunning, too. And she was always in my mind. It's been in my mind for a while, but not always in that way. I always thought she would have been a great Wonder Woman. And I have dreams of being a filmmaker also, and I have a whole filmmaking life. It's like a whole nother life I go to when I dream of the ideas of the movies I made and the actors I worked with. And I had an idea for the Wonder Woman. It was a trilogy, and it would be Kate Beckinsale in it, and I think she would have been really, really good. So that's all for today's In Dreams. But just kind of interesting that it's the one thing I remember most was just in this car with Kate Beckinsale trying to find a place to fuck each other in the car, and just every place we were going to, something popped up, almost as if saying, hey, you're cheating on your spouses. We can't let you do this. So it makes sense. So yeah, there's that. The Felons Hollywood star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame has been completely and utterly destroyed and removed. The other night, someone actually literally dug it up and took it away from the sidewalk. So kudos to you. Fantastic job, young mister. Anniversaries. Wild Things debuted 27 years ago this week as the great Neve Campbell, the luscious Denise Richards, one of her sexiest roles ever. It's a great thriller with Matt Dillon, Kevin Bacon, and Bill Murray in it as well. It's a really good, well-done thriller with some twists and some hot sex in it as well. Saw that in the movie theater 27 years ago. Basic Instinct, talking about sexy movies, debuted 31 years ago this week. I think I saw that in movie theaters also. The storyline is shit because the writer is an awful shit actor or shit writer. But Paul Verhoeven, is able to utilize his foreign film thing in this sexual thriller, which was a huge hit. Lots of sex and nudity and violence, with an ending that just doesn't quite work for me. But still a decent film. Sharon Stone put Sharon Stone on the map, and Michael Douglas. And comic-wise, 38 years ago this week, The Dark Knight Returns debuted. So that means next year at this time, it'll be the 40th anniversary of The Dark Knight Returns, the first issue of the Frank Miller comic, which I think nowadays I wish I would have bought when it came out, but it didn't really interest me. I don't know why, but it would have been great to own those 4 issues when they came out. But I don't know, I was still kind of into comics at that time. It was 86, so I was 13. So yeah, I'd still be kind of interested in that. So I still don't know why I didn't buy them. Oh well. Deaths this week. Wings Hauser, a character actor, died at the age of 77. George Bell, the United States' tallest man, tapping out at 7'8", died this week. 7'8", man, that's insane. That's what, yep, that's our last page. So there we go. John Lithgow is also set to reprise his role as a Trinity Killer in Dexter Resurrection. Despite being dead, he'll probably pop up in some form or another. Also returning to your television screens, Tom Selleck is reprising his role as Jesse Stone, which he's getting a little too old in the tooth to do, but okay, we'll do that. A new documentary series claims that Jim Morrison actually faked his death, and that this documentary is about a story about this gardener who they believe is Jim Morrison. His new life. The rumor's been abound that he faked his death because he was tired of being in the spotlight and wanted to get away from it and just write poetry and just be a non-entity after his taste of fame. And there's lots of weird things that happened that made it believe that it could have been very possible. And hell, even I think Oliver Stone even tweaked it a little bit that was also potentially could be the case in his movie about the Doors. So that's interesting to see about that. And humans might be able to grow back their teeth in 5 years. I don't know how that's going to be even possible or why we would want to, but okay. Weapons, the newest film from the director of I forget the name of that really hugely popular horror film a few years ago, has now moved to August 8th, 2025 from next year, move up a whole bunch to this year. The Bride, meanwhile, which was supposed to come out this year, which was Christian Bale as Frankenstein's monster, directed by Maggie Gyllenhaal, who's going to play Bride of Frankenstein, I think, also. And she's directed also, has now been moved to March 6, 2026. So we will not see it this year, despite people saying that we were supposed to. Last week, I talked about the boom cyclone and the fact that a massive amount of tornadoes were released from this massive low pressure that was dropped on the Midwest of America last week. Well, we have 100 confirmed tornadoes during the the boom cyclone. 3 level 4s, 9 level 3s, 29 level 2s, 43 level 1s, and 16 level 0s. So that's a ton of hurricane tornadoes, including 3 level 4s, which are one of the worst ones ever. Byron Leftwich, former NFL player, now retired, has joined a number of other former NFL players on Deion Sanders' Colorado college team. So we'll see if a bunch of former NFL players can coach up a bunch of college players, turn them into NFL players, and have them win a national championship. We'll see if that actually happens. The next Elio trailer of the new Pixar film coming out on my birthday, June 20th, debuted. Looks like a cute little film. We get to see a little bit more about what's going to be happening about it. The human boy who gets abducted by aliens because he wants to be abducted by aliens because he wants to belong, befriends an alien who happens to be the son of the main bad guy who has been rejected by his father after not becoming evil enough, and the two of them become friends. So it looks cute, so we'll see what happens. The couple weeks before that, Anna de Armas shows up in the Ballerina movie as part of the John Wick world. They released a new trailer of that. It actually looks pretty decent. So it should be cool to check that out. So, yeah, that'd be neat to look at that. The Librarians, the next chapter trailer is a brand new Librarian series with brand new actors and stuff like that. So none of the old casts are going to be in there. So they're going to bring back the Librarians doing a reboot. No date was given, but it was a quick little teaser trailer for it. 2 former Star Wars alum, Daisy Ridley and Alden Ehrenreich, have been set to star in Donald Petrie's rom-com The Last Resort. So 2 Star Wars alum joining together for a rom-com. Jonah Hill is set to star in and direct a movie called Cut Off. School Spirit has been renewed for a 3rd season. School Spirit's been renewed for the 3rd season. Big Freaking Rat trailer, which is the newest big potentially crossover B movie, gets its debut here. Monarch Season 2, Legacy of Monsters, has finished filming its new season. Allison Brie and Dave Franco star in the Together trailer, which really didn't give much information, but it seems like they're going to turn to some sort of like werewolf sort of creatures or not. I don't know. Handmaid's Tale Season 6 gets their final trailer for their season. This is the final season of The Handmaid's Tale, and we get the final trailer for that. Scream 7 has finished filming and is now set for release February 27, 2026. Mount Spur in Alaska is on the verge of erupting, so we might see another earthquake here coming soon. As reported last week, Ted Lasso is coming back for season 4. They are now searching for a new actor to play Jason Sudeikis' Ted Lasso's son, who is now a soccer ace. Marty Supreme, the new Timothée Chalamet and Gwyneth Paltrow film, is set to have lots and lots of sex in it. So that should be interesting, I guess. The Uninvited have casted Elizabeth Reeser, Pedro Pascal, Walton Goggins, and Rufus Sewell. The movie takes place over a span of one night in a South Hollywood neighborhood where a party's broken out. The Hack, David Tennant, is channeling Peter Capaldi in a series about the plan to hack Rupert Murdoch's telephone. So that's what that's all about. We get our first look at the Materialist trailer, June 13th. So we have Ballerina coming out June 6th. We've got the Materialist coming out June 13th, and we got Elio coming out June 20th. So that's your June movies there. The Materialist trailer was actually pretty interesting. It stars Dakota Johnson as a successful matchmaker who falls in love with Pedro Pascal's filthy rich guy who seems nice enough. But her ex, played by Chris Evans, is still pining for her. So it's going to be one of those romantic love triangle sort of stuff. First look at Duster, J.J. Abrams' 1970 set Max series. So we got our first look at that. 47 Ronin director is set to be charged with fraud over an unfinished Netflix series. And they say he would get 90 years in prison for fraud? Really? Fucking the felon in charge should be put in jail now for 90 years because he's frauding the entire United States. $90 years for fraud. Jesus Christ. Red Robin is set to close 70 restaurants. Not many, and hopefully ours won't close down because we just had dinner there the other day. It was looking a little less full than it was, and the menu was not as big as it was. So it still looks good. Still good food. Still was a very good experience. So hopefully it won't affect us. I think we're the only one in the state, to be honest. Almost Paradise TV show with David Spade and Brooke Shields is in production right now. It's about a married couple who are stranded on a desert island. So it's sort of a Blue Lagoon meets Gilligan's Island sort of thing. And the fact that David Spade is married to Brooke Shields, really? No. 102-year-old grandmother is busted for running an underground Little Caesars out of her house, out of her basement. She was selling pizzas under the name of Little Caesar, I guess, and had Little Caesar boxes with the pizza in it and was delivering them out of the basement of her house where people were picking them up from there. I don't see the problem, really, to be honest. Oh, well. Deaths, David Stephen Cohen, the Courage the Cowardly Dog creator and writer, he passed away this week. And Eddie Jordan, Formula One owner and pundit, died at the age of 76 this week. Anniversaries, Eraserhead debuted 48 years ago this week. David Lynch's first film. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind debuted 21 years ago this week. That's Kate Winslet and Jim Carrey. And Death of Colonel Henry Blake on MASH debuted 50 years ago this week. That was a gut punch of a TV show, TV episode that absolutely they absolutely killed it in that episode. One of the best episodes of television ever, I must say so myself. Okay, we're just past midnight here, so it is now officially March 23rd. The Ugly Stepsister trailer is a new look at the Cinderella storyline. We also get our first look behind the scenes at the Mortal Kombat 2, which is set to debut here soon. Wild Horse 9, which has had its great cast already, has just cast Tom Waits as well. Martin Scorsese is to re-team with Leonardo DiCaprio, no big surprise, for a film called Jalad, based on a series of books. Kind of disappointing. I kind of wanted to see your Jesus film or your Frank Sinatra film, but okay, whatever. Phoebe Denever and Joseph Gordon-Levitt are set to be filming Pendulum, a terrifying new genre film from Darren Aronofsky, producer, and Mark Heyman, director. Darren Aronofsky is also set to direct the Cujo remake for Netflix, which is a very, very interesting decision because Darren Aronofsky is not your type of director to do something like a Cujo. So it's absolutely crazy what's going on. March Madness still going on right now. I've not been paying attention as much as I should have. There have been some surprises. There have been some upsets, but the University of Maryland, which is the one I focus on, the men's, they've advanced to the next level. They play tomorrow, the second round. And the University of Maryland women's team, they won their first round today. They're going to advance to the second round again in a couple days, too. So we keep an eye on them. Michelle Williams and Jenny Slate appearing in the Dying for Sex trailer. Also is going to star Sissy Spacek, Rob Delaney, and Mark Duplass. It's on FX. It's a interesting premise and trailer. Michelle Williams plays a woman who is dying of cancer, who's never, because of her immune system or whatever, has never experienced a lot of stuff. And so she thinks she's going to be dying soon. And she's starting to have a breakdown where she's never done anything fun. So her shrink and her friends keep saying you should do like a bucket list. So she just wants to have an orgasm. So she's trying to find somebody to give her one. So while she's in this cancer sort of diagnosis. So it still looks kind of interesting. So Lily Reinhart, you'll be here about twice, joins the movie Fake Wedding and has also joined the cast along with Victoria Peralta to star in Forbidden Fruits, a Diablo Cody produced film. Chase Stokes is set to direct I Told the Sunset About You, which is said to be a contemporary Bonnie and Clyde romantic thriller. Julianne Moore, Megan Forbish, Kevin Bacon, and Millie Alcourt are all set to be in the show Sirens, a limited series on Netflix to debut in May. We got our first look at that. Gigantamax Snorlax is coming to Pokemon Go, so that's kind of interesting. The Amazon's God of War TV show based on the video game gets 2 seasons. Ronald D. Moore is the showrunner. He was the showrunner of the Battlestar Galactica reboot that did so well. Lego now announces a Pokemon collaboration coming in 2026. We got our first look at Happy Gilmore 2. We got our first trailer for that, set to debut July 25th on Netflix. Ben Stiller is also set to join a pickleball comedy called The Dink. Mashed potato poppers are coming back to KFC. Marvel Knights, the comic book imprint, is returning this summer with a new Black Panther series written by Christopher Priest, who was a great Black Panther writer, with art by Joe Quesada, who hasn't done art in 20 plus years. So this was announced a while back, so he's had plenty of time to get caught up. So the books will be monthly. Sounds pretty good. That's another one I might be interested in checking out as well. Steve Schimper is also set to join Dexter Resurrection as well. Revelation trailer from the Train to Bhutan director debuted this week. Chris O'Donnell is set to join 911 Nashville. Tracy Morgan vomits and bleeds from the nose during a Knicks Heat game, and it delayed it. Made it to the hospital. He's doing okay though. New Rocky Horror Picture Show story is set to come out on Halloween, or around the Halloween season, I should say. Amazon is reimagining the 1980s film The Idolmaker with the director of the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie. Max has removed all the original Looney Tunes cartoons, which is absolutely insane. The Shrouds trailer debuted. Didn't really watch it. Didn't really care. During a camera test, a self-driven Tesla drove into a fake road painting that covered the road. It was a giant painting. It didn't pick up that it was fake, and it drove through the picture. That just keeps giving me makes me feel good that it's doing that Tesla's doing really well and it knows what it's doing. It's a fucking nightmare and should be absolutely destroyed. And the guy who runs as the CEO of it should be removed and sent back to South Africa because he's an illegal immigrant destroying our country. Disney Plus has created something that people have been asking for a while and is actually a brilliant idea because there's so much content. It's a 365 days a year, 7 days a week, nonstop Simpsons channel. Simpsons have been on since 1987, 35 some years. 35, 36 seasons, 22 episodes each, something like that. Thousands of hours of content. And Disney Plus created a channel that is running every episode chronologically in order all the time. So not picking and choosing, it's just running everything chronologically. So it'll probably start over again every, 6-7 months, something like that. But it is 365 days, 7 days a week running, no commercials, just Simpsons running wall to wall. It's a great idea. I think it's really cool. And it's an interesting thing to look at. Also, this is going to be my last story, but I still had a few more that came out, so we'll just do it here and finish up the other ones. 4 people are accused of robbing a convenience store while wielding pythons, not guns, not knives, pythons, the snake, the poisonous snake. They came in the shop. They threatened the people who were running the shop with them getting bitten by these poisonous pythons, and they got away with it. So, hey, go for it, man. Tomas Klocek, a hockey player, passed away this week. Derek Gaffney, NFL player, died at the age of 69 this week as well. Anniversaries, The Lincoln Lawyer, the original one that the TV show is based on with Matthew McConaughey, debuted 14 years ago this week. Spamalot debuts on Broadway 20 years ago this week. Outbreak debuted 30 years ago this week. And Final Destination debuted 25 years ago this week. And now we've got a small little bit here, and then we're going to end this final episode of the 500s. I'll do that one last. Finland is the happiest country in the world for the 8th year in a row. I do kind of want to move there. Invincible has been renewed for a 4th season. A Peruvian fisherman who's been lost at sea for 95 days has been found and saved. An American wins the LA Marathon for the first time in 31 years. Whew, it's a long time. Young Guns 3 is coming with Emilio Estevez directing it. I can't see how you can do it because they're all old now. What the hell? I can't read this one. It's getting late, and it really doesn't seem all that important anyway. Something with number 59 in it, so I don't know what that is. So whatever. Anniversary Memento, 25 years ago this week. Oh, the North Macedonian. That's what it is. North Macedonian bar fire. There was a nightclub fire that hit North Macedonia, killed 59 people. That's a sad story. Final story of the week. A massive underground structures have been discovered underneath the Great Pyramids of Giza. So let's talk about that because my buddy Minuteman, who does debunks all these sort of videos about people who talk about conspiracy theories, stuff like that. The paper that said that this was discovered, that the structures underneath the Great Tower, the Great Pyramid of Giza, has not been peer reviewed. Nobody has done the research. Someone just wrote an article and put it out there. Nobody did what they're supposed to when it comes to science. When somebody says that, you're supposed to have peer review, who follows up on stuff, checks in on themselves, and then verifies that this is indeed true. Has not happened yet. The guy who wrote the paper about this is a known conspiracy theorist scientist. So take that with a huge grain of salt that actually is what happened. If you don't believe me, check out Minuteman's response to it. It's actually really, really cool. Type in his name onto the your search bar on YouTube. You should find it. And he's got a whole bunch of really good videos debunking all these conspiracy theories, which are absolutely insane. I couldn't do it. He's a smart guy. So I give him credit for that. So that is it for my 599th episode. Now, next week's going to be a little bit interesting, as I said. It's my 600th episode. But we've got Chicago. I guess I could do it Saturday because Chicago is only running from 7 to 10, which is the musical that my kids' high school is doing. My daughter is the stage manager of. And then Sunday afternoon is when we're going to go see it again with my in-laws and my dad and stepmom. My sister and brother-in-law are coming up on Saturday, so we're going to have to see it with them on Saturday also. And my son is going camping this weekend, so he's going to see it on Sunday also. We're going to have dinner with my sister and brother-in-law and celebrate her birthday, which is on Thursday, and then go to the show. So I'll figure that out. But I should be able to do the show, but the thing is I would have to do the research for the episode in the afternoon of Saturday since I'll be out of the house from like 5 to like 10. And I'm going to do my show an hour later, so I got to have the info up there. And then if I wait, the show is at 2:30, so I don't think I could do a show before then run over and do Chicago again. So we'll see where this goes. But it is my 600th episode next week, and only my 500th. We got nothing really exciting for it. Was planning on trying to do something, but life caught up with me in 2025. It's just been a shitty year and continues to be a shitty year. So not too enthusiastic about things. Anyway, that's it for episode 599. Next week, episode 600 probably will be Saturday night sometime. I'll figure out how I'm going to get my info written down. Maybe I'll do it Friday at work. Get all my work done and take a breather and just do it then. We'll see. We'll be talking about my 600 episodes. Talk about the Chicago play and the Orioles opening day is next week also, and my sister's birthday. I should write that down too. So that's it. That's it for this week. Come back for next week's, our 600th episode of Dylan Knows. I'm tired and I'm going to go to bed.